Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to go over my January empties and declutters. I have quite a few empty products and just a few declutters, so let's start off with the declutters. The first thing that I have is this old Spectrum remote. We do not have Spectrum. We haven't had Spectrum for a very long time. And so we are getting rid of this because this is just a useless piece of junk. So that is getting decluttered. And then my other declutter is I was going through my bookshelves and I got this book for a gift years ago. I've read it and I thought it was really stupid. So I am going to get rid of this book, and I really do need to make a trip to my little free library. So before I do that, I thought, let's get this book off of my shelf. So this is getting decluttered. Now on to my empties. I have a couple different categories. I just made some like very broad categories. So I have like office, bathroom, and then miscellaneous. So let's start with like my office supplies. So for my empties, I have two Papermate pens. They both happen to be in a purple shade, but these are all dried out to the point that they're no longer usable, so I call those empties. And then I also have this Papermate Ink Joy gel in the bright line that is also completely dried out, so I call that empty. I also have a bunch of stickers. I've been trying to use these stickers and things that I have in my bullet journal, so I used a bunch here. And then I have a sticker like booklet that I got as a gift, and I used up 2 sheets out of that. So I'm very excited about that I've been using those up. The next thing that I have used up is this little mini post-it note like tab. I used these up when I was annotating my book club book, so happy to get through that. And I'm actually feeling like I'm getting down in my post-it collection because I have really not been buying them, and I haven't been getting as many as gifts, which is great. So I'm being able to use up what I have. And then the last thing in my office category is one of my glue tapes. I bought a big pack of glue tapes, and I like using these in my bullet journal. So I used up another one of these. And out of everything that I've talked about so far, nothing needs to be repurchased. I have plenty of all those. I have hundreds of pens that I need to use up, so I will not be buying pens for the foreseeable future. I think I might need to put myself on a no buy for that. So the next category that I have is like bathroom. The first thing that I have is a chapstick. This one is just one that I got free from something, and I used that up. Then I also had this, I don't know how to say that brand name, but it was a like hair mask or some sort of hair mask. It was fine. This stuff is just not for me. I have a hair care routine that I like, so I don't tend to feel like I need to add in a ton of extra things, but this is like in a free sample kit that I got when I did an Ulta order. So there is that I used up, and I've been trying to like actually use those little samples and things as I get them. Another hair care item, so I would not repurchase or purchase that. Another hair care item that I used up is the Living Proof Scalp Care Exfoliator. This is actually my second one that I have used up. I have not repurchased this yet. However, this is something that I do enjoy using, so it's something that I potentially will be repurchasing in the future, but for right now I don't feel like I need it. I also used up a deodorant, and this is something I did have to repurchase. I ended up repurchasing a 2-pack because it was on sale as the 2-pack versus just the single, and this is something that I've used for years now. This exact same one, the Dove 0% aluminum cucumber and green tea scent. I don't like very strong scented deodorants, so this one isn't very strongly scented, and I feel like it works and does what it needs to do for me. So I did repurchase this in a 2-pack, so I will have a backup when I get through that one, so that'll last me probably a year. I also had this in my bedside table drawer, and sometimes I get really dry skin and I don't want to get out of bed at night, and I went to grab this out of the drawer and realized there was nothing left in it. So I pulled this out, and we just have like a bunch of moisturizers around our house, and I've been trying to use those up, so I do not need to repurchase any moisturizers for right now. We also used up the Mrs. Meyer's hand soap in the orange clove scent. I loved this one, and I would definitely repurchase the orange clove scent again. I really enjoyed it. I like the texture of the Mrs. Meyer's hand soaps, and I also like how they aren't so overwhelmingly fragrant, so this is something that I would repurchase in the future. I did get a hand soap for Christmas, so that one's in my bathroom right now, and I had purchased another hand soap when this one was like getting low, before I got that Christmas gift, so I do have one backup. However, I do need to purchase some hand soap for our downstairs bathroom, so I will be purchasing hand soap, but I'll only get one for that bathroom. And then finally, in the bathroom category, I used up some contact solution. We did need to repurchase some of that because this was my last one that I had. However, my partner, who doesn't really wear his contacts that much anymore, did have one in his drawer that I snagged to use up before I opened up the new one that we purchased. And then finally, I have a miscellaneous category. So the first thing that I have is this very cute container. This was a coffee creamer container that somebody turned into a snowman, and they had filled it up with marshmallows for me. I got this as a gift with some like hot chocolate stuff, and I finally made my way through the rest of the marshmallows in here. This wasn't from this past Christmas, but the one previous. But when you put marshmallows in hot chocolate, honestly, they're a little bit better when they're slightly stale. But I am going to declutter this very cute container. I just thought it deserved a little spot on here. The ribbon I'll probably just put in my like gifting stuff, because that's something I can use for gifting, but the container can be recycled. We also used up a gift card. We had gotten a gift card, and we wanted to go out to eat, and I suggested we use this gift card and go out to eat to a restaurant we hadn't been to yet. I have a handful of gift cards, but I'm trying to be better about using them when I have them, so I used up a gift card. And then the last things that I have for my January Empties and Declutters is 2 candles. So this one is one that I bought years ago. It's a Bath & Body Works Eucalyptus Rain, and the wick happened to migrate to the side. So I called this one done because that just didn't feel safe to burn it there anymore. You can tell I like tried to get it to scoot back over, but we're calling this empty because that's where it is. I did really like this scent, but that's one that I've had around for years. And then I just used up this DW Home Butterfly Garden scent one. This one is one that my partner's mom had gotten as a gift, and she doesn't use candles, and so she asked me if I wanted it, so I said sure. I didn't mind the scent of it, so I snagged it and used it up. So I'm glad that that could be used. I've been enjoying putting candle on in the evening and reading my book or just chilling. So that is everything for my January empties and declutters. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Bye.